Assalamualaikum students, hope so will be fine. Today we will continue our previous topic, that is kinds of microorganism. Now we will revise topic viruses. Basically, viruses are at the borderline of living and non-living things. It means viruses behave like living things when they enter into the bodies of living organisms, and when they come outside from the bodies of living things, then they behave like a non-living things. That's why viruses consider the living things and also they consider as non-living things. Viruses are smaller than bacteria and they can grow and survive at any temperature. It means they can survive at the highest temperature or at the lowest temperature. They multiply rapidly at moist and warm places. They are harmful. Why? Because they causes different type of diseases in both plants and animals. And the viral infections are more adverse and lethal as bacterial infection. For example, viruses cause influenza, chickenpox, cold, measles, mumps, and hepatitis. These are the viral infections. The next topic is bacteria. Bacteria are unicellular organisms. Why? Because their bodies consist of only single cell. That's why they are also known as the single celled organism. The reproduction rate of the bacteria is very high as compared to other living organisms or microorganisms. They grow and multiply rapidly. For example, some bacteria can divide every 20 minutes. Bacterial cell found in three basic shapes. This type of shape is known as the coccus, and this type of bacteria is known as the bacillus. And this shape is like a spiral. That's why this type of bacteria is known as spirillum. Some bacteria are harmful and some bacteria are useful. For example, first we talk about the harmful bacteria. Why they are called harmful? Because they cause different diseases like typhoid, meningitis, and pneumonia. Meningitis basically is the inflammation of the brain and the spinal cord tissues. The helpful bacteria help in the formation of the yogurt and cheese. It means the cheese and yogurt formation is done with the help of the bacteria. Some bacteria live in the body of living organisms. For example, the bacteria live in the gut of the termites that eat the wood, and also live in our digestive tract and help in the digestion of the food. The next topic is fungi or fungi. Basically, fungi is present in the form of unicellular organisms as well as simple multicellular organisms. What means of simple multicellular organisms? It means fungi composed of more than one cell, but not billions or trillions of cells like animals and plants. That's why they are also known as the simple multicellular organisms. It means fungi present in the form of microscopic organisms as well as the macroscopic organisms. Fungi has vast variety of organisms. For example, mushrooms, yeast, mold. Some fungi are helpful like bacteria and some also are harmful. For example, some mushrooms are edible. We can eat this type of mushrooms, but some are harmful, that's why or poisonous, that's why we cannot eat such type of mushrooms. We can see mold growing on the stale bread, or stale bread made not fresh, or rotting foods. And yeast basically cause some diseases in animals and plants. In animals or humans, the yeast cause a ringworm and athlete foot. These two diseases are caused by the yeast in human. Yeast also helpful. How? Because yeast is used in the formation of bread. For example, we use yeast in our daily life in the formation of dough of the pizza. And yeast also used in the formation of antibiotics. Basically, antibiotics are such type of chemicals that are used against the bacterial infection or bacterial diseases. Fungi also behave as decomposers. What are decomposers? Basically, decomposers are such type of organisms or living things that consume their food or get their food from the dead living organisms or the bodies of dead living organisms, because fungi or the all organisms or that are related to the group fungi cannot prepare their own food, and some fungi are decomposers. Some fungi are unicellular and some are multicellular. They can be microscopic and macroscopic. The fungi includes a vast variety of organisms such as mushrooms, yeast, and mold. They cannot make their own food and obtain their food from other organisms on which they must have seen green mold growing on stale bread and rotting fruits. Some fungi like mushrooms are edible, but some are poisonous and should not be eaten. Some fungi obtain nutrients from dead animal and plants. These fungi are decomposers. Fungi decomposes biodegradable litter and makes soil fertile. What are biodegradable materials? Basically, biodegradable materials are degraded or broken down by natural process. For example, plants, leaves, rotten fruits or vegetables. The non-biodegradable materials like plastic bag and glass cannot be degraded or broken down by the fungi or natural process. Question is that what are decomposers? Decomposers are organisms that break down dead or decaying organisms, and in doing so they carry out the natural process of decomposition. Fungi can also grow on the human body and can cause skin infection like ringworm and athlete foot. You need to keep your skin clean to avoid such diseases. Yeast is a fungus used in making bread and some antibiotics. The last group of the microorganism is protozoa. Protozoa are also unicellular organisms and rather like bacteria. If they enter the body of the living organisms, they can live and grow. They grow in moist places and are commonly found in water. Dysentery is caused by protozoans and so is diarrhea. Basically, this is the infection that is caused by the protozoa. Now we will discuss exercise question that is related to this topic. Question number 7, part 8. How are fungi or fungi useful for human beings? Give 2 examples. Basically, some fungi can be eaten like some mushrooms, because some mushrooms are poisonous. Fungi help to decompose biodegradable litter and make soil fertile. Fungi in the form of yeast are used in food production. For example, we use yeast in the production or making of bread and in the production of antibiotics. Okay students, hope so you will be understand and explain by yourself the benefits of fungi in our daily life. Thank you for listening.